This will be remembered as the moment that everything began to change, and change very much for the better. Like the USA right now, it will be the golden age of Israel and the golden age of the Middle East.
You can say a lot of things about Donald Trump. I think everyone would have to agree he's the most anti-needless death president ever. Let's move on to the Jews, though. So,
jeez.
Here's the thing. I understand, and we've agreed, this idea, AIPAC is a problem. I also agree that anyone who can't answer the question, are you America first or Israel, America first? Of course.
Yeah,
like, it's an easy test and it should be an easy pass. It does bother me that you have people out there who can't just say it and have to answer in political double
5
speak.
minutes later.
I'll be honest, I don't even like a close second for anything else.
No, not even close second.
America first, Israel close second. Like, no. Second place is first loser.
Israel is really only relevant to American policy as it serves the interests of American policy. And if it doesn't, they're on their own. And that is not how this relationship has been playing out. So I understand that, okay? That being said, I also really, really, really hate terrorists. And I also really hate needless deaths on both sides here. So I would think that a day like today, after 2 years and another week, give or take, 2 years and a week, I think, the peace deal has been agreed upon and all living hostages were returned from Gaza to Israel. This is a big day. I would think we'd all be on board.
For the first time in 2 years, there are no living hostages in the hands of Hamas. This ceasefire that has been brokered is holding for now, and today we've seen the release of 20 Israeli hostages who are still alive and being held in Gaza, captured on October 7th, returned to Israeli soil for the first time.
Like, this is one thing that I would think, especially because you have people, right, who really don't like the Jews. And so you think they'll be like, hey, that's great. You have people who really don't like terrorists. And you're like, oh, okay, that's great. And then you have people who really just don't like war. You'd be like, oh, okay, that's great. And you have people who don't like innocent people being killed. You're like, oh, okay, this is great across the board. No. And we'll get to people who are upset about it. But today, President Trump spoke actually to Knesset and gave, well, it's another classic, see if you know what I mean.
Donald Trump is the greatest friend that the state of Israel has ever had in the White House.
Gave some fodder to some people.
Generations from now, this will be remembered as the moment that everything began to change, and change very much for the better. Like the USA right now, it will be the golden age of Israel and the golden age of the Middle East.
Please expel him immediately.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Who's that?
That was very efficient.
It's like terrorist David Mamet.
He's calling for a Palestinian state.
I mean this, as the greatest Secretary of State in the history of the United States. I believe that. And he and I, we really fought it out. You remember, he was tough. He was nasty. Who the hell thought this was going to happen, Marco, right? And now I'm saying he's going to go down as the greatest. He will. Mr. President, why don't you give him a pardon?
That's not going to go over well with some people.
No, not at all.
I get it.
Thank you very much. God bless you. God bless the United States of America. And God bless the Middle East. Thank you, everybody.
Interesting.
Good luck. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Now, it's interesting that he said, God bless the Middle East. And you would think, oh, hey, are there a bunch of Jewish people who are angry? Not really.
No.
I really haven't seen them upset.
He didn't say God bless Israel.
He didn't say God bless Israel.
No.
He said, God bless the Middle East. Okay, cool. So who's happy about this? Let's kind of give you the players here. Pretty much everyone in the Middle East, right? That seems pretty much
everybody.
Yes. Almost everybody. There are a few terrorists. We call them stragglers.
Right.
But we don't really care about that. Now, who's not happy? It's pretty much a list of people who've dodged debate here on this show. So Mark Lamont Hill is not happy. He goes, the right is working very hard to make Trump a hero for slowing down the genocide that he and his predecessor fueled. Whatever.
That's spot on.
Dave Smith said, or maybe some aren't convinced it's over. Well,
Fine.
okay, but hostages are going back. Like, it's a big thing. So at least that part is over. Mm-hmm. Also, Who the F celebrates at the end of a genocide? What type of psychotic shit is this? Who the F celebrates at the end of a genocide? Do you mean like always? For example, celebrating the end of World War II?
Yeah. Down the fashionable Champs-Elysees, and the Canadian Army Film Unit pictures the arrival of General de Gaulle.
Throughout the
Hey,
world,
cut it out.
throngs of people
Don't celebrate the end of genocide.
Hey, you, it might not hold.
and more since Hitler marched into Poland.
It's not over yet.
Meanwhile, of course, Londoners
We
have
still
begun
have
their
Japan to go.
non-stop
There might
two-day
still be
celebration.
bad things in the
It was
world.
the end of nearly 6 years of war in Europe. No wonder people went a bit crazy.
That's fair. That's fair. And by the way, people saying like, who celebrates this? Aren't these the same people? By the way, I agree. You talk about the Treaty of Versailles really sort of browbeat Germany on the world stage, and that you want to give someone an out so they can do. So if you believe that Israel is like the Nazis, guilty of genocide, I'm not saying that I do, but if you believe that, why would you want to continue to shame them after there's a peace deal brokered?
Yes.
Wouldn't you want to put them on the path toward being less genocide-y?
Dave Smith is the one that I cannot comprehend. I have heard him go out and just, this is a genocide, the worst thing. I can't believe they're killing this many people. They're doing all this stuff in Gaza, and Israel's dragging into every war that they've ever had, and we're going to get in this. And then this happens. And Dave Smith's tweet could have been just like, or post, hey, I don't know, just like I felt, I hope this holds. Let's wait till Monday and see. But man, if these hostages are released and this conflict is over, thank God that happened. Nothing even close to that, Dave? Who celebrates? I don't know. Everybody who was held hostage, everybody in Israel who's tired of this and had hostages held against them, every Gazan citizen that formed that human caravan they said was biblical proportions going back home to start a new life, and just about everybody else in the world. It's weird. Only the most loud vocal people on X aren't celebrating.
Well, I will say this, and you'll have people too who will say like, "Oh, there must have been a stand-down order on October 7th." And
maybe,
okay,
I don't know.
fine. Look, it's a valid question to ask. I understand a country that is surrounded by security. Okay, what happened was something like, okay,
yeah.
I understand that people saying like, "Oh, the reaction like here, if you look, it's not proportional." Okay, fine, but let me ask you this, and I know nobody truly knows all the ins and outs of the war in the Middle East. It's a complex issue. It will never be a peaceful area. It never has. It never will. But again, if your wife, if your daughter, your son was being held hostage, let's say in a house across the street, they were kidnapped, they were being tortured, they were being held hostage, and you knew they were there, and you had the means to destroy the house, you had the means to, would you stop at anything to get them back? What would cause you to stop? The answer is nothing. So as far as the Jewish people, and not all of them, but the Jewish people saying this keeps going until we get the hostages back. Can you understand, regardless of the other, can you understand why those people aren't genocidal maniacs like Hitler, but they would be willing to go scorched earth on everyone until their mother, daughter, wife, husband, son were back? Because I tell you what, this doesn't make it right. I would kill dozens of people to get back one of my children. I think all of us would. Yes. I think all of us would.
Yeah, and most nations would do the same thing.
Yeah.
It's not called genocide when
right.
another country just goes in and owns it.
And they have the ability to, and we see now this was obviously a very integral part of these peace talks, which was never fully agreed upon before. The hostage thing was big. It's also an important moral victory for the country to prove that they can get people back. Then you have other people who are not happy. Biden's Secretary of State, Anthony Blinken, said, "It's good that President Trump adopted it and built on the plan the Biden administration developed after months of discussion with Arab partners, Israel, and the Palestinian Authority."
Oh, shut up.
Yeah, I'm really glad that you guys had a whole lot of discussions to no avail. To be fair, Biden, unlike Blinken, was pretty clear himself about the plan.
Now, even as we evolve our institutions and drive creative new partnerships, let me be clear. Certain principles of our international system are sacrosanct.
The thing is,
what?
That's not AI. I know. That's real. Some people don't remember how bad it was.
That was him being clear.
Yeah, I know. It's like you would think that even if someone like craps their pants and they have Alzheimer's, they would know. Like when I say "let me be clear," all of a sudden they'll speak the King's English. Like, let me be clear. We will leave no stone unturned, and then, but even then you'd be like, "Let me be clear." More nonsensical. I can't believe that this man.
It was a fun 4 years.
But I know you're saying it's not AI, it's real. Check the references. Don't worry. He went on to clarify what he actually meant on Fox News.
And we brought Israelis and Palestinians together at a political level, and Aqua and his whole shrine.
That's still not AI.
Is he praying?
Yeah, praying that he gets these words out.
Geez.
And then because
he wanted to run again?
I love how Barack Obama kind of had to go away during the Biden, not talk so much during the Biden administration, but now he's back. He's really meddling where he shouldn't. And he went on X and posted, now, after 2 years of unimaginable loss and suffering for Israeli families, people of Gaza, we should all be encouraged, relieved that an end to the conflict is within sight. That those hostages still being held will be reunited with their families, and that vital aid can start reaching those inside Gaza whose lives have been shattered. Wait. He also went out to kind of take some credit for it because he said he was on the phone for a long time. And even Abby Phillip, a fellow black and liberal on CNN, was like, no.
Obama put out this post talking about the peace deal and the prospects of it. And Don Jr. responded to it. I'll finish it for you. Thank you, Donald Trump. Honestly, it's not unfair to say if President Obama's going to write a whole post about a peace deal, maybe he should acknowledge the president.
Thank you very much.
Because if Barack Obama's X post was accurate, it'd be like, now, I know when I was president, shit popped off. Across the world, Ukraine kind of started. Remember Crimea? What happened? And Jews didn't fare so well. And then Donald Trump came in, put a boot in their ass, and it got cleaned up. Then my protege brought it to dog shit.
My protege.
Now things are looking up. Like, he could have just been honest because we can actually look at the records. And remember we were told it was going to be, peace deals versus days of conflict. We have this chart up. Under Obama, there were pretty much no peace deals. Under Trump, there were three major ones. You're talking about the Abraham Accords. Then Biden, none. And at least two major peace deals with Trump now. Remember he had the Iran nuclear deal that allowed Tehran to finance Hamas? That was Barack Obama. That was his biggest claim to fame.
He loved it.
And then in Trump's first term, we had the Abraham Accords, which involved the UAE, Bahrain, Sudan, Morocco. He helped Saudi Arabia, Israel begin to normalize relations. Killed Soleimani with zero consequences. The Iran foreign minister, remember Trump said that... he said that President Trump, the sanctions from President Trump cost the Iranian economy $1 trillion. That was kind of a big deal. Then under Biden, we had the October 7th terror attack. 2022, he eased sanctions on Iranian oil buyers, which led to $60 billion in increased Iranian oil revenues. And then, that's right. August 2023, $6 billion to Iran for 5 American prisoners. And of course, Iran continued funding Hamas. And then just now in the second term, we have the secured release of, in May, the American hostage, Idan Alexander from Gaza. He just ended the Israel-Iran war in record time. And then just ended the Gaza war.
I'm sorry, World War III. He ended the World War III.
That's right. It was going to be a World War III.
12-day World War III war.
You can say a lot of things about Donald Trump. I think everyone would have to agree he's the most anti-needless death president ever. It would be pretty hard to argue against it. This guy he has an aversion to endless conflict.
Yeah.
He ends conflicts and he avoids starting them. Like Code Pink couldn't dream up a better president in their mind.
And this is the kind of president that people like Dave Smith and Scott Horton, all these guys need to be supporting because he's anti-war unless it's absolutely necessary to defend or do something in the best interest of the United States. But he's not going to go needlessly kill people. Let me put one rumor to rest, though. I heard a lot of people saying this, and I did some digging to find out. It was very easy. I thought this happened, but they were saying, doesn't it piss you off that only males were released? and they just killed all the women. It's like, well, they had already released all the women and children that were alive previously. So that's why the only ones remaining were male. So that's been floating around on X a little bit, so don't get kind of dragged.
It's a good clarification. Thank you.
Yeah. Because it would be frustrating. And to me, I was like, yeah, that's odd. Wait, didn't they already release them? And so I searched, and yes, they did. Yeah. So obviously,
I guess I
they
need to be
killed a lot of
admonished
them
because
anyway.
of my allegory. I said son or daughter.
Well, you did say daughter,
wouldn't
but
be
you know,
included.
still.
All right, that's fair.
Admonish. I'll never get away from this.
He just wants to get admonishment
ever.
in for someone else. That's the
You
problem.
know what's going to happen? One of these days, I'm going to die. Tim's probably going to live by like 5 minutes.
And I'll throw a party.
No, you're going to put admonish on
I
a
go?
tombstone.
Yeah.
There we go.
Actually,
Here lies.
we're totally going to do that.
Here lies Gerald admonished Morgan. May he be admonishing in heaven.
I'm going to get to heaven and Jesus is going to be like, admonished? Huh?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, you're
Saint
it.
Peter like, there's that guy. Hit the button. Come on. I've been waiting 4,500 years for this shit. I don't know why I was eating like a bear claw or something.
I was like, what is that, a bear?
I don't know. I have no idea. I don't understand the wonders of heaven. Oh, you're still here? And you're still watching this on YouTube? You've probably noticed something is missing by now. I'm not here. That's because the Live Daily Show is now streaming exclusively on Rumble weekdays at 11 a.m. Eastern. Tune in there, where nothing is censored.